This is the carriage of one of our Dubied rib machines. It happens to be from a 6-cut machine. Therefore, the needles are appropriate 6-cut needles. And today we will discuss the difference of how we can knit high and miss low and things like that. What that means is that the butts, the part that moves the needle, has different sizes. The tall butt is called the high butt. The short one is called the low butt. So by arranging the tracks in different ways, we can have one knit while the other one misses, or tucks. Or we can have one tuck and one miss, depending how we manipulate the cams. All right, so that brings us over here to the carriage. We have the raising cams, which are what determines which needle will knit or miss or tuck, and the stitch cams. Depending which way you're going, the stitch cam, that's what we adjusted before to 15, 17, and 13 to determine the loop length, how loose a fabric or how tight a fabric is. And in the center are the 4 cams that determine the needle movement. So let me start by taking the cams away. So the top, I just took the top away. Now all I have is the bottom, which means both needles would be tucking. Let me just pass a needle through here. We have a groove. If the carriage is moving towards me, the needle would rise up through this gap and then get to the high point and then cross right across. It wouldn't go any higher, and that means it would be tucking. And since I took away both the high and the low butt would tuck. However, if I drop it back down, you see that now the needles would move the full height. They would come to the middle and then keep going all the way to the apex, highest point, and then go down, and the stitch cam would determine the length of the loop. So there's a middle position in the tucking, which is click, click. Now my tall needle, high butt, will still travel all the way to the top and then down, whereas the low butt will come up halfway and then go no higher because the cam has been retracted, and this butt is not tall enough to catch the higher part, the upper part of the cam. So this is how we can distinguish knit all, knit the high, tuck the low, or if we now go to the other end, this guy is the lowering, the initial cam that initiates the upward motion. With both of them down, this doesn't matter. They both would just go right by and nothing would happen. They wouldn't be nothing to catch. When we did the nylon separation, we were knitting in one direction and missing in the other. So let's just demonstrate that. It doesn't matter high butt, low butt. I let the cam come. So it would knit this way. And then when you come back, it would not raise up. Then it would push this guy down. This is spring loaded. And that's that clack, clack, clack noise you heard. So when it comes back this way, it'll knit. When going this way, it would push this out of the way and miss. Half position. There is a half position on the bottom cam also, so that I can let the high butt knit, but the low butt would miss. That was when we did the 2-color in single knit, the knit and miss. So the low butt goes right straight across because the cam is not far enough out to capture both butts, just the tall butt. Now there's one. Tuck the high and miss the low. So we leave the bottom cam all the way down, or halfway down, and the top all the way out. So now the low butt would just simply go by and do nothing, whereas the high butt would come halfway up and then tuck. So all these positions are described in the chart, which your professor will make available to you, showing you all the variables of how these cams could be adjusted and the resulting loop formations. that can be achieved.